What it do? Dream Team. It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Jefferies shares the most outrageous Aussie story. Studio 10. Before we dive into this, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. I absolutely love Jefferies, and I'm so excited to jump into this story. What we got, Jim?
He is one of the most outrageous and popular comedians to come from Australia, and Jefferies is known for never holding back his opinions.
Thing about millennials. You're the worst people that have ever lived.
Jim, you're not finna come at us like, Jim, I love you as a comedian. You my guy, but what you not finna do is come at me and my fellow millennials. That's what we not finna let you do, Jim.
If you take more than 3 selfies a week, end it. End it. The idea that you think taking a photo of yourself there's something not mentally wrong with it. And it's not just that's bad. That's bad as it is. But the fact that when you take that photo, your next thought is, other people might want to see this.
They do want to see it, Jeff. And they do want to see it. That's why you got the Instagram models and the social media influencers and all. They want to see it. People want to see, gosh dang it.
The very funny Jefferies is now sharing an incredible Aussie story as part of a new podcast series, and he's joining us now this morning from LA. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's our pleasure to speak to you today. Come here, tell us about the story of Milky Moore and why he's such an Aussie character.
Milky's a young lad from Goulburn who went to his ATM and withdrew some money. And then he thought maybe I'll withdraw some more. His bank account was empty and they gave him more money. And he kept on doing this over and over again until he took out $2 million and spent that on prostitutes, fast cars and sporting memorabilia. So that's pretty Australian to me. It's a rags to riches story of a Robin Hood-like character who stole from the rich and gave to the poor, but it just so happened that the poor was him.
I swear to God. Hey, shout out Milky Moore. You're an inspiration to us all. He took out money from the ATM, wanted to pull out some more. Bank account was empty, but the ATM kept giving him money. He just spent over $2 million after bank mistakenly gave it to him. Hey, that's y'all fault. That's y'all mistake. Y'all gonna give it to me. Of course I'm gonna spend it, but y'all not getting it back. That's on y'all. Y'all should have dealt with it better. Y'all shouldn't have to make these mistakes. If I made the mistake and I lost some money, that's on me. So bank, that's on y'all. Shout out Milky Moore.
Now let's take a look at some of the podcast and your interview with Milky.
I'm Jim Jefferies. Let me tell you the outrageous story of Milky Moore, an Australian legend who, through a bank glitch, became outrageously rich and a bit of a bogan king until the law caught up with him.
There was no point, I don't think, where I thought, oh, geez, I'm I always thought that I was innocent. It's not going to be great that Mum's going to, if she listens to it, hear some of the things that I've said or whatever.
Take it as someone who tells dirty jokes for a living. Sooner or later, your mum has to hear and you just have to move on.
Yeah.
Jim, have you ever, what would you do if you discovered millions of dollars in your bank account by accident? Have you thought about what you would actually do?
I would do exactly what Milky did. I would go on a tear. It's not his fault. It was the bank's fault. They shouldn't have given him the money.
Thank you.
He bought cars and he moved up to the Gold Coast where it's socially acceptable to act this way and no one noticed. If you do that in other towns in Australia, people would go, who's the bloke in the Aston Martin who's having the Aston Martin? And I do like that he got an Aston Martin and not a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. A little level of class there that I really enjoyed.
The most definitely is,
If I go to the bank and I find $2 million in my bank account, bro, it's my money at that point. That's once again, the bank effed up. Y'all effed up and gave me the money. It ain't no takebacks when it comes to this money. On TikTok, I saw the other day where some woman ended up accidentally paying like $5,000 for a Subway sandwich, or they took it out of her account and she told the bank like this was a bad charge. Like she reported it to the bank, And the bank was not giving her money back. I guess the bank was assuming, well, that's your mistake. Like, but yeah, when y'all make mistakes, it's our fault too. When we make mistakes, it's our fault. When y'all make mistakes, it's our fault. We gotta get the money back. No. Shout out Milky. You're not only an Aussie legend, but you're a legend everywhere. You're my guy. You're my hero. You're my inspiration. I better not ever find $2 million in my bank account.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, Milky ended up in jail. But what's he doing now?
Yeah. He's a lawyer now. He's
my God.
He got a degree in law or whatever you call it. To get himself off, he had other lawyers who said there was no case for him. He went out and studied, thought he did have a case, and now he's fighting for other people in similar situations.
Wow. That is awesome. That's awesome.
Hero, I tell you.
Now, you're no stranger to controversy, and when hosting the Kyle and Jackie O show last week, you said something about childbirth that Jackie didn't really love. So what did you actually say?
Look, I have a baby at home, and I have 2 kids, and I've seen both of them being born, and childbirth, it does seem bad. If you get the epidural, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as back in the day when they just had to bite down on a stick or something. I'm not allowed to say that. I guess I'm.
He said it's not as bad as back in the day when you had to bite down on a stick or something.
Not because people have been very angry at me for saying it.
No, I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying.
I'm not
Have
saying
you ever
nothing
had
about
food poisoning? I tell you, I've been on the toilet thinking this is worse than childbirth, surely.
We'll see what happens.
Kids, it couldn't be that bad. Earlier this year, you spoke about plans to bring back the North Sydney Bears and put them in the NRL.
Yeah.
Is that still a dream of yours? That'd be awesome.
It's not just a dream. We're trying to do it at the moment. They won't be in North Sydney. I don't think the league wants another team in Sydney. But there's other cities that we're exploring. They won't be called the North Sydney Bears. They'll just be called the Bears. And I want to see the red and black back in the competition. The North Sydney Bears are everyone's second team. Everyone loves the Bears. And look, you need an 18th team. Who are you going to pick? You're going to have the Coffs Harbour, Wombats or something. You're not going to do that. Bring back the Bears, man.
All right, you're controversial. If you want them in Sydney, who would you ditch? What Sydney team would you ditch to make room for these?
I was about to say the Rabbitohs, but I don't want to piss Russell off.
There you go. You're awesome, mate.
No, we'll get rid of the Tigers. Get rid of them. Who supports them?
There we go.
Oh, now I've pissed off. Hey, can you imagine how many pissed off Tigers fans I have? And imagine the Tigers fans who have given birth. Oh, they'll never come to one of our shows again.
Come here. The outrageous true story of Milky Moore is available now exclusively through Audible. Jim Jefferies, it was great to speak to you. You're awesome.
Yeah, I gotta hear the
Thanks,
story.
I appreciate it.
Take care. Get behind it.
I must hear this Milky Moore story. I absolutely must hear this story. It is a necessity at this point. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal. Out.